How are you supposed to keep living in a world that is absolutely fake and a huge illusion? I really don't know if I can do this anymore, but I have to. I'm just talking to myself. I'm having a really hard time here recently. I felt really exhausted, and I can barely get through each day, even though time has sped up dramatically. Can we just admit that everything that we're doing in our lives is vanity? It's all just vanity. Everything that we're putting our energy into, aspiring to, dreaming of, bettering our lives and all this shit is just vanity. It's all based upon this fake world, and it's not going to bring us anything. We have to die to self and die to this thing that wants us to keep participating in it. I've been dealing with a lot of letting go and detaching from all of these possessions that try to fill up my life and my psyche and my everything, and it tries to attach itself to me. And then I have my identity in these things. But I feel more free letting these things go and clearing them out, because all of these things are not me. And as I'm going through this, I'm getting more and more attacks and more opposition and deliberate harassment from this construct that surrounds me. I feel like I'm in some sort of prison experiment where I am the only one awake and conscious. And there's other people too, but they're so far away from you that you don't really have a real relationship with them unless you go and see them. And that's hard enough as it is. So what is all this for? I can't keep living like this. The anhedonia isn't a mental disorder. It's the truth. When you see that all of this around you is utterly false, and there's no point in participating in any of it. Everywhere you look, it's just a salesman trying to sell you something to fulfill the needs and desires inside of you that it will never fulfill, ever. It just stacks on more and more and more lies to yourself. And I was gonna go on a hike at this spot that I always go to, and there's no one ever there. And when I get there, the whole entire park is full. There's not one parking spot. And everyone is outside laughing and having a good time and just carrying on like there is nothing wrong. And it just further gaslights you into thinking that there's something wrong with you, but you know deep down that you've woken up to this circus. I don't know it's not even a circus. That's such a doesn't do it justice. This is all vanity, all of it. Everything that we do during the day, just admit to yourself, it has no value to anything. It's just the cycle of insanity that you tell yourself is doing something for you. if it's not free in your mind and your soul and your spirit, and detaching yourself from this place, then it's further enslaving you into this illusion. Now, having fun and joy and all that stuff, that's freeing you, I feel like. So don't get that twisted. If you're doing something that you enjoy and it's fun to you, and it brings out your true essence when you do it, yeah. But at the same time, what are you supposed to do? I don't want to do anything anymore. I just want answers. I feel like I demand answers now. And I will not I can't rest until I have answers. But it seems like every answer you get, it's like a wild goose chase, or you have to dive down all these rabbit holes, and if you're honest with yourself, you don't even know if that was true or not. And then you have all these people on YouTube and other places that make you feel so worthless because they seem to have found all the answers. And you're just sitting there like, there's no way that this can be true. Or am I just an idiot? Is something wrong with me and defective in me? Which, no, there's not. Letting go. I'm letting go. I can't live like this anymore. I can't just participate in it. There's got to be a different way. There has to be a different way. I don't want to wake up again tomorrow and just lie to myself and say, "Oh, I'm progressing somehow by having to keep participating in this society." But I can just do a little study here and do a little research there and do a little healing right here and there, and it's, hey, can we just be honest with ourselves? What is that actually doing for us? All we're doing, we're just pacing around our jail cell, just biding our time until the inevitable happens, which we have no control over unless we take control over it. If this is some sort of game, I don't want to play it. I really don't see the point in any of this. Oh. I've been getting extremely offended recently, and I see it as these offenses are traps that are set into our psyche, into our being, from trauma that has happened to us throughout our lives. And these traps get set off when triggered. Something triggers the trap, and it sets you off, and you get ensnared and entangled in the emotion bomb that explodes within you. And it's all planned. These things are all planned. So what I'm doing is I'm searching out these triggers, these traps of offense that has been popping up in my life. And it seems the more I'm searching for these traps that have been set by my enemy, that stops at nothing and never gets tired of hunting me. They're going off And it's very hard. It's almost like a test. It's like, oh, you want to continue with this, huh? We're going to make this extremely difficult for you. And we're going to organize and orchestrate more things in your life to set these things off. Are you sure you want to continue with this? Because we're just getting started. Yeah, I'm going to continue. And it's hard. And you feel very misunderstood a lot of the times. And sometimes, most of the time, people don't even know you're suffering. You have to carry on in silence with these things. And hopefully, you get to the point where you crucify your flesh and lay it down. And lay your life down. The life that you wanted. The life that you thought you were going to have. The lie, the dream of a good life here. Like, are we joking? Are we kidding ourselves? What kind of good life is there here? There is no such thing as a good life. We are lying to ourselves about so much. I can't exist in a realm where I am a slave and everything around me is a slave. And we seek comfort as our top priority. When searching and going after the truth is the absolute hardest thing one can do. And that is the right thing, the righteous thing. And there's so much hindering you from doing that because it doesn't want you to do it. And it has an unlimited amount of energy to put into this thing, while you have such a limited amount. It feels like, but actually we don't. But it feels like we do, because every day is exhausting in and of itself. And then on top of that, you have to do the inner work. And on top of that, when you do the inner work, things just start popping up out of nowhere to stop you or to test you. Why are we lying to ourselves that we can have a good life here? I'm just saying, I feel like I am awakened in a nightmare every day, and I have to lie to myself to make myself feel better. But I don't want to do that. What can we do? I do feel guided and protected in many areas of my life, but are these guardian angels just the herdsmen? Because they talk about the shepherd. The shepherd is herding and guiding the flock. But the flock always a flock of sheep is being used for personal gain. It's not because they want to guide us and protect us for no reason. It's because we're being farmed. And is that why certain things in my life I can feel the protection and guidance from? Because I'm being guided. It's guided to greener pastures, so to say, in order to get more out of me. And it could be good things too. Like, good things can happen to me for a different reason other than just for me. It could be mainly for them. It's like a good farmer treating their animals right. Doesn't mean that farmer's not gonna slaughter the animal at the end of the day. It just treated the animals better. But it still was for selfish personal gain of the farmer, not for the animals being watched over and cared for. And then again, there could be. And now, and just doing this and talking is exhausting me. And I feel like I want to just stop talking and just leave it be, leave it rest, because my energy is just so precious, and I can't do this anymore. And that's how I feel most days. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. But yet I get through and I do it. And I can say that I am at a higher level of consciousness than I have ever been in my entire life. And it just keeps progressing the longer I'm on this journey. But there's always a dead end. It's like you're going for what? For what? Just keep clearing stuff out. Just keep clearing it out. Just keep dropping attachments, dropping possessions. None of this shit is you. Not even this body. So why are we spending so much time worrying and stressing out about anything other than coming to the truth every day, no matter what, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how much you get offended? Those traps need to be untangled, and you need to get your foot out of it so you can walk upright. And don't worry about all these people out here who are gaslighting you. Just going on with life like nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. Oh, this is the way it should be. There should be restaurants everywhere that we can go eat poisonous food, and everything should be just handed to us and delivered to our front door, and we should have all these big, wonderful houses that keep us enslaved as our tombs, and we should fill our tombs with all these soulless things because it makes us feel better. Instead of looking at ourselves, we can look at all this shit that we're collecting and amassing. And then when we die, it can just all go to thrift shops and flea markets, and then some other guy can buy all this shit and can keep passing on. And the more you think about it, the more none of this stuff can actually exist on its own in the way that they've told us. There's no way all these things are being manufactured in a physical sense somewhere. And food. It's just all of it. It's a reality breakdown. The more you look into things. None of these things are natural, and none of these things could exist the way that they've told us. So that further makes me know that this is an artificial environment, an artificial realm that feeds the illusion, and it wants you cut off from your true essence. And it works overtime to keep you disconnected from it, to keep you here, to keep you trapped, to keep your attention on it, and to make you believe in it. Yeah, you can be awake to these truths, but as long as you're putting value in this, anything here, it's got a piece of you. It's all vanity. You can't love this place. This place hates us. It's just so sickening. Sickening. It's sickening to think that we are here going through this. We have to just silently continue. But I can't leave this on a negative note because I don't want to further the hopelessness and negativity of a fallen world. That's the thing. This is a fallen world. This is not our home, and we are not from here. So keep that in mind, keep that in your heart, and know that this place is trying everything it can to pervert your heart and your essence. And we have to lay down the illusion of who we thought we were to find who we know we are.